After being out the country all summer, I am back with another edition of The Steam. Alabama State football isn't going anywhere. So let's get into last week's game. We played the Bethune Cookman Wildcats in the Gumptown, and it was a rough, rocky start. We scored a touchdown, then they tied the game at 7. We turned the ball over on a kickoff return. They went on and scored 14 unanswered points, and then we had to get back into the game. Tim Brown was a big impact in this game, as well as Kevin Scott. Kevin Scott made some humongous big plays for us downfield. Tim Brown made some impactful plays, as well as getting to the end zone 2 times. Kevin Scott got in the end zone 1 time, but the man all the way from VA showed us how much he can take over a game. When his number is called, he no doubt delivers. 4 touchdowns in this game for Justin Chambers. And once we got that lead, Bethune Cookman came back and scored 14 unanswered, tying the game at 35. And then eventually we had to score once again, get another stop on defense, which led to a missed field goal by the Wildcats. And then eventually we scored again to put the game away and win 55-35. This was a big test for the Hornets to match the physicality of Bethune Cookman, but we no doubt answered the bell. So not only do we win the game on the football field, but we also win off the field in recruiting, as we get 2 Mississippi products coming to Alabama State to play football for us. We have William Dorsey, the middle linebacker that we badly need. 6 feet, 240, out of Greensville, Mississippi. As productive as Blake Stovall has been, he's really slow, and we need a big upgrade at the middle linebacker spot. So William Dorsey is definitely going to be big for this defense going into the future. The next guy up is Wendell Davis for Amory, Mississippi. 2 cats out of the SIP. This cat is 6'1", 212, plays free safety. Good discipline but poor potential. But we can bring out the potential in him here at Alabama State, no doubt. So we get a 4-star player and a 3-star player out of the SIP. Now let's look at the rest of our recruiting board for the rest of the season. Blake Clayton is ready to make his official visit, and we're going to set him up to come to the Grambling State game on November 17th, because that's going to be a big one there. Because not that Grambling is good, but it's the end of the season. Brad Anderson, he still has us on the top of his list, but he's not ready to visit us yet. Tim Mitchell, we're still battling Georgia and Georgia Tech for him. The 6 feet cat out of Savannah. Then Chris Jones has us at the bottom of his list out of the 5. And then we're plummeting down Marcus Wilson's list. So eventually we might have to cut ties with him. So you see the BCS rankings, as it looks like it's going down to the wire. There's 3 teams left that are still undefeated. A lot of teams only have 1 loss. There's still plenty of football left to be played. But look at that. Even Oregon State is in the top 10 of the BCS poll right now. That's surprising right there. Well, not really, because in the mid-2000s, they had some pretty decent teams, especially with players like Jacquizz Rodgers. Next, the Heisman watch list. Justin Chambers is still nowhere on this list. It's all ACC and Big Ten. Chad Henne and Mario Monahan. Monahan was a Heisman finalist last season. Let's see if he can get some respect this season. The Magic City Classic rivals round up the Max Sweat Players of the Year. Look at Max Spencer's stat line though. 12 tackles, 9 for loss, 4 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Tony Miranda for North Carolina A&T and Marcus Day of Delaware State win Sunbelt MEAC Offensive Defensive Players of the Week. Miranda went off on South Carolina State. So let's just focus on the Max Sweat East real quick. Look at this. Texas Southern and Arkansas Pine Bluff are the 2 front runners that could potentially be going to Detroit. Now, let's look at the season stats for the Hornets. Bobby Newton is having a way better season than he had last season. Already almost halfway through as far as touchdowns and total passing yards. He's only completed 60% of his passes out of 109 though. But the percentage looks a lot better this season than it did last season. Justin Chambers is a man amongst boys. He has over 1,200 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns already. The wide receiver spot, Kevin Scott is holding it down, leading the team in all categories as far as receiving, including 6 touchdown receptions. Roddy Watts has 9 pancakes on the season and allowing only 1 sack. Our defense, though, is looking pretty good so far this year. We have a lot of players with 1 interception. Jamal Sykes still leads the team in sacks. But let's go back to Justin Chambers. As you can see here, already has 12 touchdowns. He'll probably match his total from last season by the next 2 games. I'm calling that right now. That's crazy. Whoo, that's crazy. So join us next time as we get ready. Wait a minute. What the hell is this? When did this happen? Mississippi Valley State and Alabama State have never been rivals. I've been keeping up with Alabama State my entire life. The only rivals we really have are Tuskegee and Alabama A&M. When did Mississippi Valley State become a rivalry game? Seriously, EA Sports, what are y'all doing, man? What are y'all on right now? How can y'all get this all the way wrong? It's already bad enough y'all had people starting off with all these low-ass ratings, but what's going on here? How do y'all miss that up? That doesn't even make any sense. How do you